Welcome back to Newsmax Now. Let's take a look now at your headlines around the globe. In Germany, NATO forces conduct military drills. They're designed to teach service members from multiple countries how to work together. The drills are also used to prepare U.S. Army soldiers in Europe. The training will continue in Germany until the end of next month. A group of digital artists are using 3D computer technology to rebuild artifacts destroyed by ISIS. You may remember when the shocking video came out showing ISIS destroying priceless sculptures with hammers in a museum in Mosul. It's just sad to watch even now. Well, now some digital experts are using a computer program to create a virtual library of some of those destroyed works of art. Over to Indonesia, a Japanese man gets life in prison for smuggling drugs into the country. The man says he was tricked into carrying someone else's luggage onto the flight. The 73-year-old was arrested in November after officials found more than 5 pounds of methamphetamine in his bag. Indonesia is notorious for its strict drug laws. The country recently executed 8 people convicted of trafficking drugs. Healthcare workers in Greece are on strike. Doctors, nurses, and EMTs are protesting the lack of money and staff at state-run hospitals. They're also demanding back pay for their services. This comes as that country deals with the financial crisis. The new Greek government is working with creditors to avoid defaulting on their debt.
All right,
I thought
well,
that would make you happy with that 3D printer because I know how upsetting it is.
Well,
It's not the same thing.
it's certainly not the
No.
same thing. And that's, anytime you've ever been at, or seen antiquities in a museum, no
yeah,
matter where it
it's
is,
priceless.
you think about that was there way back then, and now it's in this museum. It will never come back from this. It's sad. And it's also happening in Egypt to a great extent, too.
I know.
Grave robbers there at the tombs. But we'll turn our attention now to a little bit lighter note. Tonight on CBS will be David Letterman's final appearance.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that in a second, but before we do that, let's talk headlines and punchlines.
Welcome to the Tonight Show, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jimmy Fallon, and I can say this with complete confidence. I would lose a push-up contest to everyone in this room. Everybody. That's right. It's Fleet Week here in New York, and I'm proud to say our entire audience is filled with military personnel. You can tell it's Fleet Week because this morning I was walking through Times Square, and just like that famous poster, I saw a sailor grab a young woman, dip her, and take a selfie with her.
Really?
Yeah, famous. Famous. Everyone does it. Beautiful. That's right, it's Fleet Week, and members of the armed forces are visiting New York City. It's nice to see Times Square filled with our country's bravest and strongest instead of our drunkest and Elmoist. So
a new article says the Republican Party is dying literally because its voters are so old. That's what it says, yeah. Which may explain the GOP's new slogan, "Avenge me!"
I don't know if you saw this. A new survey came out, and Washington, D.C. has been named the fittest city in the country. Washington, D.C. is the fittest city in the country, and it makes sense. Just think of all the exercise they get running for re-election. Walking back statements, dodging questions, jumping into conclusions. It's all cardio. Basically, everything they do is cardio.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, I'll just tell you this, maybe you're aware of this, maybe you're not aware of it, maybe you're aware of it and don't care. Tomorrow is our final show, but no, wait a minute. Unless it rains, then there'll be a rain delay, and we'll probably make it up. We'll make it up in a doubleheader around Labor Day.
Okay.
A lot of people think I'm retiring, and I've been kind of telling a fib. I have been forced to leave the job because I gave $75,000 to the Clinton Foundation. I'm sorry.
Of course, Letterman known for his top 10 list, Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra, even before that when he was over at NBC. He will be missed on late night TV. And also, folks want to make sure they stay tuned today. Coming up a little bit later on the Daily Wrap, Joe Concha, Rick Unger, and Jane Velez Mitchell. They're going to talk to folks outside the Ed Sullivan Theater who are actually
that would
there
be
to
cool
capture
see.
the final performance from David Letterman.
That's if there isn't a rain delay, right?
Right, and I think
Okay.
the weather is going to be pretty good there in New York, so no rain delays, at least
Thank
inside
goodness.
the
'Cause
Ed
it's
Sullivan
been
Theater.
cold still in a lot of parts of the country. The other day, a couple days ago, it was like 20-something degrees in Chicago.
Well,
it's May.
Yeah, May in New York too can be,
Yeah,
really hot,
tricky.
90s, or can be down in the 50s. And so anyway, we somehow got on a weather conversation.
Sorry, I thought we'd give you that weather update right now, but it's warming up. Summer's right around the corner. Don't worry, it's going to happen.
I think Bill Murray's on the show tonight with David Letterman.
Love him.
It should be a bittersweet episode, final episode of
You gonna
David
cry a
Letterman's
little
show.
bit on us now?
But before you tune into that, make sure you tune into Newsmax TV for the rest of the day. We'll be back with some special programming coming up at 3 p.m., followed by Midpoint at 4, and the Steve Malsberg Show at 5 o'clock.
Thanks for joining us.